Hey guys, uh, quickly we will discuss and try to understand what is comparative financial statements. This can come in your question number 4 or 5. Always an option, but just to be on the safer side, we just quickly discuss about comparative financial statements. Comparison means you will compare one figure with another figure. Comparison is always needed for the top level management so that they can decide various trends. So if you compare current year with previous year, then previous year sales with current year sales, previous year's cost of goods sold with current year's cost of goods sold, previous year's gross profit with current year's gross profit. So we are doing the comparison. Got it? So comparative statement compares financial data at 2 points of time and helps in deriving the meaning and conclusions regarding the changes in financial position and operating results. Obviously, if my sales of last year and current year is same figure, for example, 5 lakhs, change है ही नहीं, काय का comparison? So you are going to compare item to item. Meaning, statement showing financial data for 2 or more than 2 years placed by side to facilitate comparisons are called comparative financial statements. Methods for comparison of financial statements, एक होता है comparative balance sheet और दूसरा है comparative income statement, यानी nothing but your revenue account, trading and profit loss account. Comparative balance sheet. Comparative balance sheet as on 2 or different dates can be used by comparing assets and liabilities and finding out any increase or decrease in those items. Comparative balance sheet is to study of the trend of the same items and compared items in 2 or more balance sheets of the same business enterprise. Understood? So comparison matlab, don't make it complicated when it is not. Comparison is nothing but between the 2 years or more than 2 years. हाँ, अब हमारे फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स को हम 2 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करते हैं. एक है आपका रेवेन्यू पार्ट, रेवेन्यू स्टेटमेंट, और दूसरा है आपका बैलेंस शीट. तो उसी हिसाब से कंपैरेटिव स्टेटमेंट जो है उसको भी हम 2 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करेंगे. कंपैरिजन ऑफ बैलेंस शीट, दैट्स व्हाई कंपैरेटिव बैलेंस शीट स्टेटमेंट एंड कंपैरेटिव फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स of revenue items, that is revenue account. Got it? In balance sheet you are going to compare what? Assets with liabilities. Assets of 1 year with another year, liabilities of 1 year with another year, and you will do the comparison. Correct? That means you have to do a lot of calculation. So it's a more of calculating chapter, and that is why it is not my choice number 1. I am not saying that we will not make an attempt, but it is not definitely my choice number 1. I am just trying to show you the exact picture. Now, methods for preparing comparative balance sheet. Comparative balance sheet is prepared by comparing the individual items of assets and liabilities and finding out absolute and percentage increase or decrease in them. See, 5 lakhs का 5 lakh 50 हो गया तो absolute increase is 50,000. But if I want to know the percentage, that is only 10% increase as compared to last year. So when you are doing the comparison, when you are preparing comparative balance sheet statement, you also show the absolute increase or decrease and then of course the percentile. Am I very clear? Fine. So following steps should be taken. Enter the details of assets and liabilities in the first column. Enter the amount of the previous year balance sheet in the second column. Record the amount of current year balance sheet in the third column. Hello. Record the absolute changes difference between the column of current year and previous year in fourth column. Formula will be for absolute change, current year minus previous year, naturally. Record the percentage changes expressing absolute change in percentage of figures, that is absolute change upon previous year. मैंने अभी आपको बोला previous year 5 लाख है, current year 5 lakh 50 है, तो absolute increase is 50,000. So 50,000 absolute change divided by previous year figure multiplied by percentage. That's why the homemade formula. Absolute change upon previous year into 100. ये आपके बैलेंस शीट है. We have balance sheet for 18-19 and we have balance sheet for 19-20. Correct? इसका हमको क्या बनाने का है? Comparative financial statement. So as discussed, 250 was the share capital, 370 is the share capital. So absolute change is 120 increase. Same thing with reserves and surplus. There is an increase of 40,000. Net worth is 310, so 160. Now, why I was not in favor of you attempting this in the exams as the first choice? Because this you'll have to actually do the calculation. No, boss, 120 is the absolute change divided by previous year figure 250 into what 100. ये आपको कैलकुलेशन हर बार करना पड़ेगा for every figure. If you use calculator, it will be done immediately. So CA foundation में तकलीफ नहीं होगी. But in SYJC we are not allowed to use the calculator, so it is not my first choice. Do you understand what I am speaking? है क्या सिखाने का? Comparison. Last year का सेल का फिगर 5 लाख, current year का 5 लाख 50,000, तो there is an increase of 50,000. So that is absolute change. What is the change in percentile? So 50,000 divided by 5 lakhs into 100. Now, of course, I was talking about sales to make you understand the concept. Here we are talking about comparative balance sheet. So I am going to compare each and every balance sheet item of last year with current year. As such, मुझे आपको कुछ सिखाना नहीं है. Are you clear with this? Increase होगा तो specify करेंगे, decrease होगा तो वो भी specify करेंगे. जैसे in this particular example, your current assets were 1,30,000, that has gone down to 1,20,000, so there is a decrease of 10,000. So absolute change divided by previous year figure multiplied by percentage. So that 7.69, what percentage we got? That is a decrease. So comparative income statement shows net profit or loss. Comparative income statement will show the absolute figure of two or more period, that is absolute change from one period to another. Since the figures for two or more period are shown side by side, reader can quickly ascertain whether sales have increased or decreased, whether cost of sales has gone down or gone up. Right? Now, income statement of ABC Limited. They have given you figures for 31st March 18 and 31st March 19. 4 lakhs, 6 lakhs, so there is an increase of 2 lakhs. What is the formula? Absolute change divided by previous year multiplied by 100. Cost of sales के लिए same thing. Absolute change divided by previous year multiplied by 100. Absolute change divided by previous year multiplied by 100. Absolute change. For every figure you apply the same formula. So is it something extraordinary? No. Absolute change, increase, decrease, जो भी है वो divided by the previous year figure, correct? And you want to find out the percentage also, so you multiply by 100. Bas, everywhere you have to follow the same thing. This is your comparative balance sheet statement also and comparative income statement also. That's all in this video. There is nothing else. But this may not be my choice number one because I may not be able to get this right in short time because it involves a lot of calculation. That's all, guys, as far as comparative statements are concerned. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.